Question of the day. What's your favorite mystery game? A game where you're solving something, right? Now, maybe it's even the mass market style Clue. Now, I know there's a tendency to go, Bryan, I would never play a mass market game called Clue or Monopoly or anything like that. Have you seen these behind us? But let's be honest. Clue introduced us to the idea of solving mysteries. And since then, there's been so many great games all about solving mysteries and trying to find out who did it, or who done it, I should say. Who killed who, as the old cartoon Tex Avery said. So question of the day, let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite mystery style game? And I'm including things like Mansions of Madness in that. You let me know, because the comments are all about you. But today we're going to take a look at a game called the Sherlock Files. Now this is volume 3, I believe. It's 3 separate cases. They are one and dones, because once you know, you know. But you could give it to someone else and you could watch other people play. So let's take a look at the Sherlock Files right now and see where you line up on the team of Sherlock people. That's how the scoring system works. Let's look right now. Hey, so while I was editing this, I almost forgot. I wanted to give a quick plug to a friend of mine. He's got a Kickstarter friend who is putting a game out there. It's got about a week left. It's called Execution, and the whole point is it's this cute cartoony art, but this almost kind of like dark humor theme. So if you get a chance, check out on Kickstarter Execution. The art's fantastic. It's got a little bit of time left, but just wanted to say, hey, not a paid promotion or anything like that, but just as a favor to a friend, wanted to mention that because the art's really funny looking. It's really cute. But take a look at that on Kickstarter Execution. Got about a week left as the posting of this video goes. So this is the Sherlock Files. This is the first case in volume 3 here, Among the Graves. I'm gonna show you the faces of 1 or 2 cards. If that bothers you, if you think that's a spoiler, then don't look. But considering the game is random, like you shuffle the cards. The setup is you take card number 1 out based on this. It'll give you some instructions to take card number 1 out, and then you'll read the instructions on the first little slip for the case that you're playing. Make sure you got the right cards for the right case. You shuffle the rest of the cards up, mix them up quite nicely, right? And then you're going to deal 1, 2, 3 to each player, and then you'll put the deck right there. Each player will look at their cards. This is the first card right here, and then you will choose, and again, I'll show you 1 card. Here we go. We'll show you this one because it's not the worst thing in the world. It's an image. So you see this image? Some of them are things like this that are images. I'm going to show you another one quickly. You don't have to read it. Boom. It's words about the case. Your choice is this. You're going to choose 1 card to play. Now you can either discard it face down or you can play it face up, entering it into the case. Now the thing is though, there are red herring cards in these cards. You just don't know what's what yet. And if you play a bunch of the red herring cards, you're going to lose points based on the scoring at the end of this. And I'll see if I can flip this without showing you the answers or anything like that. Here we go. I'll show you this up here. The scoreboard works like this. If you get 18 points, you're just like Sherlock. 6 are left, you're Inspector Lestrade. So better luck next time, Sherlock, like the old school ones. There are certain answers. It tells you which cards to play and not to play. And if you play them, you get minus points or you get 2 points for these answers. You're going to have to answer certain clues and questions about the case. Ideally, what's going to happen is you're going to play until this deck is empty. Now, you will have to discard 6 of them at minimum in your discard pile. If there's less than 6 over here, you will lose. But at the end of the game, if you've discarded 6, and when you've discarded something, you can't talk about it. You can't say, oh, I'm putting this here because. The only things you can talk about are underlined words like that, and then if it shows this symbol on it here, you can actually show that right there. You can read that out to everyone. That's what I'm showing you because it's not secret information. Other than that, you can't discuss anything as far as what's in your hand. Now, once everything's laid out in front of you, you can come up with your case, come up with your answers, and then you'll pop open the inside of this, at which point you will answer the questions listed on the inside of that. Once you answer them, you'll open it up, see the resolution, see how many points you get, find out if you were smart enough to answer the case. But it is randomly done, how you get these cards, so that can be kind of tricky. So that's the Sherlock Files. Let's talk good things first. First and foremost, what I do like about this is it's quickly done. You can get it done in very quick. It's actually one of the quickest mystery escape room sort of deals. Where so it's you get it done quick. The art does look nice. I like the imagery and stuff like that. Some of it's a little bland when it comes to, hey, here's a notebook with something jotted on it. Now, that being said, that's where the kind of the good feelings stop, because I have some real issues with the randomness factor, first and foremost. If you're trying to solve a mystery, I get it. I get the point is to quickly get the information to everyone, and then hopefully you can cobble together the story by the end when you answer the questions. But that would be fine if you didn't get penalized for playing cards that were not important. How am I supposed to know in the first 3 cards, based on the paragraph description at the beginning of the little booklet, how am I supposed to know that what's, lo and behold, going to be the red herring is a red herring if all I have are 3 cards in my hand and there's nothing else giving me information out there? I don't know that this is important or not yet. So naturally, at the beginning of the game, you're going to play more cards than you're going to discard. So by the time you get to the end, you go, oh, I think I know what's going on. And then you look down and you see all these other red herring cards you played down because you thought they were going to be important, but they actually aren't important at all. It's just a mess when it comes down to it. So at the end, you might get all the answers correct, but you're going to lose a whole lot of points for playing cards that shouldn't have been played. You say, but Bryan, maybe you just didn't do it great, didn't do a good job at that. It happened literally all 3 times. Every single time we played all 3 missions in here, and I wanted to play all of them, play them to completion, just to make sure that we're on the, maybe I'm missing something, but no, every single time, because you're dealing with randomness, you're dealing with getting 3 cards. What if you change the player count? It doesn't matter, because you're still getting random cards out of a deck of cards. Mathematically, it does not matter how many people are playing or how many people are choosing to play which cards, because the same amount of cards are out in play at one time, visible to one player. I don't like that all you can say is the underlined part. I don't think that that it's really helpful to talk about, hey, this thing's got a clipboard piece. I'm being a little harsh on this one, because the system can work, and it does work in other games. It just does not work for me in this at all. I don't like the idea of randomness determining how I do in a game in which I'm actually supposed to deduce a mystery. If it were abstracted, like some of the Sherlock games or Mr. Jack or some of those where you're not actually solving a mystery, you're more solving a puzzle based on abstract things, which is kind of thematically tied, I would get it. But this, you're literally supposed to answer questions about what happened in the case, and when you get to the end of it, you go, well, that didn't even come up, or it was barely mentioned, because it shows you which cards the pieces of information come from. I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand I don't know. It does not work. This is a miss completely for us. It really is. I would not play this again unless some changes were made to how you get your information and things like that. So I know it sounds like I'm being really harsh, but it's a total miss for me. You might enjoy this though. You might like that quick and dirty feel of getting an escape room mystery. Not even an escape room, because there aren't puzzles like that, but getting a mystery in which you have to deduce what's going on. You might like it. It's almost like a distilled down version of what are those games called? Like Mythos Tales, or the Sherlock Holmes one, whatever those are, Consulting Detective. It's almost like that, but distilled down too much to where you lose any semblance of how you can actually figure out what's going on without really kneecapping yourself the whole time. So that's all I got to say about the Sherlock Files. Not a fan. I'm Bryan Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, etc. at Dice Tower Bryan. Until next time, we'll see you.